The deadline for the supposed mandatory evacuation for all those living within the permanent danger zone in Mount Kanlaon has lapsed. Let's get an update from the Office of Civil Defense Director in Western Visayas and Task Force Kanlaon, Chairman Raul Fernandez. Magandang umaga po. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, magandang umaga po, Sir Paulo.
So Raul, has the task force completely evacuated all the residents in the permanent danger zone? We know that we have already passed yung deadline po for the evacuation.
Yeah, if you're going to base the figure on the report from the ILG, we have already achieved a 99.17% evacuation rate. So generally speaking, the evacuation of residents inside the 6-kilometer extended danger zone is already complete. However, we have just noted some discrepancy, a minor discrepancy, in the DILG submitted data with that of the SWD, which is why they're going to have a reconciliation meeting today to iron out the figures. So if we're going to base the number on the DILG report, a total of 5,772 families or 18,475 persons have already been evacuated.
Mm-hmm. Sir, how many evacuation centers are now being used? And of course, yung capacity nila, are they big enough to actually hold all of the evacuees?
Right now, we have 29 evacuation centers in Negros Island. In addition to that, we currently have 10 family tents set up in La Carlota City. Mm-hmm. Yes, we are foreseeing the evacuees will have to stay for at least until after the New Year, considering that FIBOC will take at least 21 days since the eruption to ascertain whether or not to de-escalate the alert status.
Sir, are there any protocols or passes for the residents who would temporarily need to return to their homes to check on their properties habang active po ang Mount Kanlaon?
Yes, Paulo. While we need to ensure the safety of residents, we cannot discount the fact that most of their livelihood were left behind. So that is why the LGUs issue the camp pass for designated members of families, usually mga head of families, who will return and feed the animals or take care of farm chores. We're giving them a window period of to conduct this activity between 6 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Sir, you mentioned that may possibilidad that they will stay there until after the holiday period. When it comes to the supplies, when it comes to all of yung mga necessities nila po, how well stocked are the evacuation centers? Or are there any shortcomings with regard to the relief efforts within the evacuation centers themselves?
Yeah, as of now, all their needs are provided for and more. There are food and non-food essentials, not only from the government, but also from kind-hearted individuals, from private organizations. However, as we foresee that the evacuation is going to last, we appeal for help from kind-hearted groups and individuals. And the evacuation centers need more diverse food choices. Mm-hmm. Recreation and education materials for kids, and even milk for kids. Na pwede pagkabalahan ng mga or any other activities na pwede pong pagkabalahan ng ating mga evacuees.
So Raul, ano po ang assessment ng Mount Kanlaon ngayon? Is there still an imminent threat for eruption at this time?
Based on the assessment of FIBOC, there's still a huge possibility of an explosive eruption anytime. This is based, Paulo, on the volcanic activities that is still ongoing, including constant degassing and volcanic earthquakes.
Mm-hmm. Sir, you mentioned a while ago that you're still hoping for more kind individuals to increasing variety ng pagkain dun sa mga evacuation centers, for help for educational materials for the children, even milk and other supplies. For those who want to reach out and actually provide and help provide the relief to those in the evacuation centers during this time, how could they reach out to you?
They can just connect with our DSWD. They're the right agency to distribute food and non-food items.
Right, sir. And of course, a final advice to the public, especially those affected by Mount Kanlaon.
Yes, Paulo. With an LPA expected to bring heavy rains in the coming days, population at risk are strongly advised to stay updated and keep on monitoring official weather updates from Pag-asa and alerts from the LGU.
Mm-hmm.
They should know their nearest evacuation center and be ready to move in advice and stay away from river channels, streams, and areas identified as lahar-prone areas. So your safety is our top priority. Let's stay vigilant and prepared.
Sir, last question before we let you go. You mentioned yung LPA po, that is actually something that you have to consider as well. Has that affected yung preparations po ninyo with regard to the relief efforts sa Kanlaon?
Yes, yes, of course. Right now, we are planning to also to expand, the extended danger zone from 6 kilometers to 10, and we're also planning to move the evacuation centers that are still within that range from 6 to 10 to at least outside of the 14 kilometer radius.
Is this in response po to the LPA?
Yes po, apa.
All right, thank you very much. That was OCD Western Visayas Director and Task Force Kanlaon Chair, Raul Fernandez. Stay safe po. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Tolo. God bless po, at mabuhay kayo.